really, as much as I was really, really into hockey and putting the time in, like all the time, taking those steps away for 1 day, 2 days, sometimes three, or little mini breaks can help because personally, I knew I was going to get the itch for it to get back on the ice, to get back to training. And those, it's a great little tool to, hit those, I guess, your max potential essentially. You can, if you're more efficient like that and want to do it like really badly, you're going to get a lot better because you're going to give your all and not hold back when you're, thinking that every day is going to be a practice and you're not appreciating as much when it's always there for you.
Yeah, no, when I was in high school and playing juniors, I was so worried that like if I took a day off, like I would lose whatever my talent or my timing, my flexibility, my strength. Where once I kind of figured it out in college, like it actually really helped me to recover my body, whether it's my hips, my groins, my mind. Like it's a grind to play the season, but to give yourself a little bit of a break from the ice or I was a goalie, so I would put in some time with my goalie coach, and I thought that really, really helped me. But even with the strength piece, you take some time off of the ice, you really miss it, and then you're even more motivated when you get back. And maybe you might be a little rusty, but you don't lose it. So that was something I think with me, I was just scared, like, gosh, if I'm not on the ice so many days a week, like I'm never going to be able to stop a puck again, where that's not the case. And when I would take time off and come back, I would be more controlled. I would be more explosive because the time that I was putting in the gym or working with my goalie coach, and I could see those gains. And sometimes if you're on the ice all the time, all day, every day, it's actually can be counterproductive to your development.
Yeah, for sure. And then going back to talking about some of your players, you guys had UMass has some really, really top end talent, Cale Makar being one of them. And also just some buddies I've played with or against, like Matt Irwin, Mike Marcoux, I guess James Marcoux as well. You guys have had some top talents. With Makar, when he came in, you mentioned before, like way back, that he came from Alberta, right? The AJ. And you got to coach him all his years there?
Yeah, two years at UMass, yeah.
Yeah. And so what could you notice him coming from juniors? I mean, everyone may think that he was this, top talent, but it sounds like he got better and was doing the right things to reach his max potential. Now look at him in the NHL. He's a superstar.
Yeah. No, I mean, so Cale came to us after playing for 2 years for the Brooks Bandits in the AJHL. He was drafted 4th overall by the Colorado Avalanche, and he's a late birth date. So he came in, he was 18, almost 19 his freshman year. So having that late birthday, he wasn't, I don't know if you call him a true freshman or not, because I think his birthday is in the fall at some point. But I think it was a transition for Cale coming from junior to college where his practice habits had to improve, where in college, like all day, every day practice, like that's a chance for player development. And we hold our players accountable here. And to Cale's credit, like he loved it. He loved how we handle things player development wise. He was on the ice doing extra. He was in the gym, our practices too. Like he had to learn to be more consistent at a high level. And to his credit, he made strides. And it's tough when you're a 19-year-old kid in college hockey. Like Cale needed to put a little bit of weight on. So his first year, it was hard for him to sustain it. He had some really, really good games, but the back-to-back games, sometimes he didn't have as much juice. But I think playing in the World Juniors for Canada and winning gold, I think gave him a ton of confidence when he's on that ice at an elite level with some of the best players in the world, first-round draft picks, guys moving right to the NHL. And when he came back from that, I think he really hit a stride confidence-wise, and it really motivated him. He was all rookie team, things like that. But to his credit, he was like, hey, like, I'm not quite strong enough day in and day out to be an NHL regular. He could have signed with Colorado after his freshman year. And he's like, hey, I want to come back. I haven't quite dominated this level. I want to be an elite player. And he had a really strong summer, came in stronger. He was more explosive. He still had that same level of confidence. And then he just hit the ground running his sophomore year. But he didn't change his daily routine. Like, he still was doing video with us. He was still on the ice early. He was still doing extra work in the weight room. And he did everything else with our team. But how he handles himself on a day-to-day basis, and he matured as a kid, and his game just took off. And he won the Hobie Baker. He was the best player in the nation. He was first team all conference in Hockey East. I think he had 49 points. He was 1 point away from having 50 points. And we lost in the national championship game. After we lost, the next day he signed a contract with the Avs and was playing in playoffs and scored a goal in his first game, first period. And I don't think that's by chance. Like, he's obviously very, very talented, but how he handles things on a daily basis and